My name is Austin Roos. I am president of the Center for Family and Human Rights, otherwise known as CFAM. We are a UN-accredited non-governmental organization. We have been active in UN causes since the Cairo Conference in 1994, and we opened our doors formally in 1997. I am here to chair the meeting over the next couple of hours for an incredibly important annual conference on the family that is hosted by a group of UN member states who fight very hard for the family, often against great odds. Okay. Next, we are going to move to Sarah Buckland of Jamaica, who is the founder of Chosen to GLOW Ministries and also the youth ambassador for Love March. Sarah was giving me good advice on chat earlier in the conference on what to do with the interlopers. So Sarah, thank you for joining us. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Roos. I really appreciate. I'd like to extend sincere gratitude to you and Ms. Correnti and all from CFAM and everyone here for extending this kind invitation to Chosen to GLOW Ministries, Jamaica, to make a statement on this very important event commemorating the International Day of Families. Family is of great importance personally, as I can attest as a young Christian professional that I owe my identity and values to the nurturing of my parents, which still impacts my life today. Our organization works in Christian education, literature, research, and outreach, both in person and via social media to promote pro-family and pro-life policies. A wise man once said, "It is your own face that you see reflected in the water, and it is your own self that you see in your heart." Proverbs 27, verse 19. As the old adage goes, what we sow, we reap. The world we live in is the sum result of the choices we make, what we choose to value, and who we choose to invest in. Like a seed full of potential, the blossoming of a healthy society depends on how well we water the units of individual families. From the genesis of time, it has been a commonly accepted fact that the family unit is the primary and perhaps the most fundamental agent of socialization. Marriage and the family serve tremendous religious and cultural importance in the Judeo-Christian tradition as divinely appointed institutions for imparting values with a personal touch, a role that no other institution, government, school, or even village can sufficiently replace. On this premise, on behalf of Chosen to GLOW Ministries, I present here today to share briefly with you the Jamaican experience of how the family can make or break societal outcomes with some primary and reanalysis data I performed as a social science researcher leading towards my PhD program. The tremendous positive impacts of parental involvement was a major finding from data reanalysis I performed targeting over 3,000 Jamaican high school students. Children from families with high parental involvement, including having a set curfew for their child, knowing their child's friendships and their whereabouts outside of school hours, were 220% less likely to skip school, 160% less likely to have behavioral problems, and significantly more likely to have better academic performance. In particular, the likelihood of parental involvement was found to increase by 160% among students whose parents were married, compared with those with unmarried parents. In another of my primary studies, children living with married parents displayed vastly better emotional health than those from other structures, in that they expressed a sense of security, having high self-esteem, and getting more appreciation. These findings highlight that the marital union was the most conducive environment to meet all levels on Maslow's hierarchy of needs: physiological, safety needs, belongingness, love, among the student respondents, just by following the pattern suggested in Genesis 2, verse 24. When this unit becomes broken, the floodgates of delinquency burst open. For instance, a prison survey by the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 2012 found that 66% of prison inmates came from family backgrounds other than nuclear. These empirical examples re-emphasize that the family is indeed the central cradle and pillar for a healthy spiritual, physical, and moral development of the next generation. I therefore stand with you today I therefore stand with you today to emphasize the importance of policies upholding the cohesive natural family as they serve as potent protective factors against societal dysfunction, especially critical in the context of increasing depression and suicide in this pandemic. Given this empirical data, parental rights for monitoring and involvement with their child should therefore be promoted as policy priorities. Incentives should be given for faithful, monogamous heterosexual unions, as it is in this environment that families truly thrive. As we strive to heal from the COVID pandemic, a key to truly sustainable societies comes when we promote abstinence until marriage, faithfulness, and commitment rather than short term emotional gratification. If we do, we literally can collectively restore the world for the better. So, in conclusion, as we reflect on our own faces, the choices that lie beyond us is ours to make. We are at a crossroads. I challenge us that the path to true progress lies in promoting family friendly policies. So, on behalf of Chosen to GLOW Ministries Jamaica and as a friend of the Geneva Consensus Declaration, we unashamedly and unreservedly reaffirm the value of protecting healthy families. Let us endeavor to preserve the treasure of the natural family to achieve a healthier, more stable society. And I hope that we all here at the United Nations will reaffirm these values as well. Thank you so much.
Sarah, thank you. One of the things I like best about your talk is that you cited scripture. You know, one of the things that I admire most about our Muslim brothers and sisters at the United Nations is that they are fearless in citing the Quran. And I think that Christians should be just as fearless as you were today in citing scripture. And we are proud to stand with you. Thank you so much.